Okay, so this week, you guys gave us a ton to dig through.
Yeah.
Really like a global snapshot of film, TV, and media.
Yeah, it is.
From creators,
Yeah.
like figuring out how to connect with their audiences in new ways,
Yeah.
all the way up to like massive shifts in where stuff is even getting made.
Right.
So we're talking US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand, even India.
A lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like even like the big film festivals, how they kind of reflect the industry right now,
Yeah.
And even some of the legal stuff that like creators have to deal with.
Yeah, the landscape is definitely shifting.
So basically, our mission today is to cut through all of that to find the most interesting stuff, the most surprising stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that's going to really matter.
Yeah, so you can like understand what's happening without having to read like every single article.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with.
It is.
But that's what we're here for, to break it down.
The one thing that really stood out was like how everything is so connected.
Yeah, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
The way content is made, who's paying for it, how people are watching it, even like the whole environment for creators, right?
It's nuts.
It's really dynamic. Like the industry is constantly changing and moving so fast.
So let's start with something like super current.
Okay.
The creator economy.
Yeah.
Right? We've all heard of that. Like, Vimeo. Right?
Sure, for video hosting.
Yeah, it's been around forever.
Yeah.
But they're doing this new thing where it's like a subscription service, but for creators.
Right.
So they're giving creators the tools to like build their own paid channels.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, they handle the subscriptions, the analytics.
Wow.
Even help them connect with their audiences.
So this is like a direct challenge to Patreon and YouTube memberships.
Right. It really is.
Right?
Like a whole other way to do it.
Yeah. So what do you think this means for the creator economy as a whole?
Well, it could really shake things up.
Yeah.
I mean, we could see a lot more fragmentation. Like instead of a few giant platforms, we could have tons of smaller communities.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, built around individual creator.
Like smaller, but more dedicated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that could be really good for niche creators.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But for viewers, it might get overwhelming.
Yeah, like subscription overload.
Right.
Like how many subscriptions can one person handle?
Yeah. It's an interesting question.
Totally.
And it kind of leads to another question.
What's that?
Like, is this the future?
Ooh.
Are we going to be subscribing to creators instead of platforms?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, you get a more direct connection.
Yeah.
You support the people you really love.
Yeah, and you get content that's like specifically for you.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about what's happening in Australia.
With the new studio.
Yeah, it sounds huge.
It is potentially massive.
Yeah, they're talking about building this major film studio in Sydney.
Yeah, in the suburbs specifically. Like Orchard Hills, Badgerys, Creek, Penrith, those areas.
Wow, and who's behind this?
Well, Screen NSW is involved and some big private investors.
So they're serious.
Oh, yeah. They want to make Australia a major player in global film production.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, they've got the talent, they've got the locations.
Right.
Now they need the infrastructure.
Yeah, like the sound stages and post-production facilities.
Exactly. That's what will attract the big international productions.
And that means jobs.
Tons of jobs.
Especially in Western Sydney.
Yeah, it could be a huge boost for the local economy.
So it's like that creator economy thing we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's all connected.
But it's interesting because like across the sea in New Zealand, it's a different story.
Yeah, they're facing some challenges.
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Well, for one thing, production costs are rising everywhere. Yeah, that's a global issue.
Right.
And competition is fierce.
I mean, yeah, everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Exactly. And then you have the fact that New Zealand's had this like massive boom.
Right, with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and those kinds of productions don't come along every day.
So it's like a natural slowdown.
Kind of, yeah. And the industry leaders there are calling for more government support.
To stay competitive.
Right, because it's really tough out there.
But there is some good news, right?
Yeah, the finance minister, Nicola Willis, confirmed that they're keeping the screen production rebate scheme.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's up to 40% back on qualifying productions.
So that should help attract some big projects.
Yeah, it's a crucial incentive.
Like a balancing act.
Totally. They need to keep costs down, but also make New Zealand attractive to filmmakers.
It's a tough spot.
It is.
Okay, so let's talk about something completely different.
Okay.
Vertical dramas.
Oh, yeah, those are fascinating.
Have you seen any of these?
I've seen a few, yeah.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of hooked.
They're addictive.
So basically, they're like these short dramas made for phones.
Right. They're designed for vertical viewing.
Yeah, and the market for them is supposed to be like $14 billion by 2027.
Yeah, it's a rapidly growing market.
That's insane.
It is.
So where does this even come from?
Well, they actually started in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're called duanjus over there.
Duanjus.
Yeah, it means short drama.
Okay.
And they've become super popular.
And now they're going global.
Yeah, through platforms like ReelShort and DramaPops.
Okay, so I've seen some of the titles.
Yeah, what do you think?
They're wild.
Pretty attention-grabbing, right?
Yeah, like My Secret Agent Husband or Revenge of the XXL Wife.
Yeah, they're definitely clickbaity.
But they work.
They do.
So how does this whole thing work?
Well, it's mostly a freemium model.
Okay.
You watch a few episodes for free.
Yeah, and then
You got to pay to unlock more.
Ah, I see.
And the storytelling is like super fast-paced.
Right, it's like constant cliffhangers.
Yeah, they got to keep you hooked.
Because we have such short attention spans.
Right, especially on our phones.
Yeah, we're always scrolling.
Exactly. So the content has to adapt.
It's like evolution, but for entertainment.
Totally survival of the fittest.
So what do you think this means for like traditional TV and movies?
Well, they're going to have to step up their game.
In terms of pacing?
Yeah, they can't be slow and boring anymore.
That's people will just switch to their phones.
Right, or TikTok or whatever.
It's a whole new world.
It is.
Okay, so speaking of new worlds, it sounds like Hollywood might be in for a bit of a rough ride.
Yeah, there's some economic uncertainty out there.
Yeah, all this talk about tariffs and market instability.
Yeah, and recession fears.
Nobody likes that word.
No.
So how could this affect the entertainment industry?
Well, for one thing, advertising could take a hit.
Oh, right, because companies might cut their budgets.
Exactly.
Mm.
And that means less money for studios.
So they might make less content.
Possibly, yeah. Or they might focus on cheaper productions.
Yeah.
And then there's the consumer side of things.
Like people might not have as much money to spend on entertainment.
Right, exactly.
So they might cancel some streaming subscriptions.
Yeah, especially with all these price hikes.
Oh, yeah, I've noticed that.
It's called streamflation.
Streamflation!
Yeah, like inflation, but for streaming.
Oh, wow. I hate that.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
So basically, Hollywood's got to adapt
Yeah, they need to be smart about their spending.
and figure out how to keep people subscribed.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Definitely. Okay, so let's move on to something a little more fun.
Okay.
The film festivals.
Ah, yes, Cannes is coming up.
Yeah, that's always a big one.
Huge.
And it sounds like there's some exciting stuff premiering.
Definitely.
Like Darius Kanji has 2 films there.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, amazing cinematographer.
Totally.
So he's working on Ari Aster's new film.
Eddington?
Yeah, that's a big one, right?
Oh, yeah, everyone's talking about it.
And then there's Marty Supreme.
That one sounds really interesting.
Yeah, with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, and a huge ensemble cast.
And even Philippe Petit has a cameo.
I know, right?
That's wild.
Yeah, totally unexpected.
So those are definitely 2 to watch.
Absolutely.
But Cannes isn't the only festival that matters.
Oh, no, of course not.
There's also Visions du Réel, right?
Yeah, that's a great one for documentaries.
It sounds like they have a really diverse lineup this year.
Yeah, they do. It's record-breaking, actually.
What do you mean?
They've got 154 films from 57 countries.
Wow.
And a lot of them are world premieres or debut films.
So it's a great place to discover new talent.
Exactly.
And to see stories from all over the world.
That's the best part.
Okay, and speaking of global perspectives,
Yeah.
there was some interesting news from IFF Panama.
Oh, yeah. About Jero Bustamante.
Yeah, he's the Guatemalan filmmaker.
Right.
So he's got this new action drama, Mountains of Fire.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, it's about volcanologists and government corruption.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it stars Maria Mercedes Coroy and Tatiana Palomo.
That's a great cast.
Yeah, but get this. He's also doing his first comedy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's adapting a Spanish rom-com called Nada en la Nevera.
That's a big change.
Yeah, it's cool to see him branching out.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've talked about all these big industry shifts.
Yeah.
But there are also some smaller things happening that are pretty interesting.
Like what?
Like in India, comedians are having to be really careful.
Oh, yeah. I read about that.
So they're hiring lawyers to check their jokes.
Yeah, and pre-clearing their scripts.
And using disclaimers.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, because there's been a rise in defamation cases.
And political sensitivities are high.
So it's like they're walking on eggshells.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah, it's a reminder that freedom of speech isn't the same everywhere.
Sadly, no.
It makes you appreciate what we have.
For sure.
Okay, so on a lighter note,
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie's new film Mobland,
Oh, yeah.
it's getting some attention for its female characters,
Yeah, they're actually complex and well-developed.
which is rare in a gangland drama.
Yeah. Usually the women are just, like, side characters.
or love interests.
Right.
But in this one, they have agency.
Yeah. They drive the plot.
So it's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's talk about the power of media.
Okay.
Like The White Lotus.
Oh, yeah. That show was huge.
It was massive on Max.
Tons of viewers.
And brands went crazy for it.
They did.
Like H&M, Abercrombie, and Fitch, American Express.
All kinds of brands.
Yeah, they were doing themed merchandise and events.
And influencer campaigns.
It's like the show became a brand itself.
It really did.
It's amazing how much influence these shows have.
Yeah. It's the power of popular culture.
Okay, so last but not least, we have to talk about David Scharf.
Ah, yeah. He's an interesting guy.
So he went from being a public defender
Yeah.
to a big shot at Amazon Studios.
Quite a career change.
Yeah, and he's known for his deal-making skills.
He's got a knack for it.
So he joined Amazon when it was still pretty new.
Yeah, that was a risky move.
But it paid off.
It did, big time.
And now he's overseeing deals for Beast Games and United Artists.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It is.
So it just goes to show that you never know where life will take you.
Exactly.
Okay, and finally we have some updates on Lav Diaz.
Oh, yeah, the Filipino filmmaker.
Yeah, he's known for his long films.
Very long.
Yeah, so he's adapting another Alexander Dumas novel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he already did The Count of Monte Cristo.
Right when the waves are gone.
Yeah, so it seems like he's a fan of Dumas.
He is.
And he just finished a film called Magellan?
That one sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's about the Malay people from their perspective.
Oh, wow. That's a story we don't often hear.
Yeah, and apparently there are two versions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a shorter one for Cannes and then a longer director's cut.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see both of them.
Definitely.
Okay, and there was a brief mention of Ken Burns doing something on the American Revolution.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but there weren't many details.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, he's a master of historical documentaries.
He is.
Okay, and finally for any UK listeners out there, there's funding available through the BFI's UK Global Screen Fund.
Oh, right. The International Business Development Strand.
Yeah, just for companies that want to expand internationally.
So film, TV, animation, interactive.
Yeah, all of that.
And the grants are pretty substantial.
Yeah, 50,000 to 200,000 pounds.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So if you're in the UK and you're looking to grow your business,
Definitely check it out.
the deadline is June 19th.
Okay, so mark your calendars.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that there's a lot going on in the world of film, TV, and media.
Yeah, it's a constantly evolving landscape.
And it's all connected
Totally.
from how content is made to how it's consumed.
And who's paying for it?
Right. And the economic factors play a huge role.
Yeah, they always do.
And then there's the whole issue of creative freedom
And censorship.
and how to balance art with commerce.
It's a complex ecosystem.
It is, but it's also super exciting.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment.
So we've given you a lot to think about today. But we want to leave you with one final question.
Okay.
What future trends do you find most compelling?
Or concerning.
Yeah. What do you think will be the biggest game changers in the next few years?
And how will they affect creators, audiences, and the stories we tell?
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been fun.
See you next time.
Bye.